Top of the morning, fight fans. This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Frank Warren, Johnny Nelson, Tyson Fury, and his training camp. Get this. Frank Warren responds to Johnny Nelson's claims that Tyson had a horrible camp, or it ain't good, as he replied. And this is what Frank Warren had to say in regards to what Johnny Nelson reported. He said, "How would he know? Let me just ask. How would Johnny Nelson know that? Explain to me. What contact has he got in the camp? Zero. When you see him, tell him, say who in the camp told you this. It's just nonsense." And he went on to say, "Moses Atoma has been out there sparring. I asked my son Francis, who manages him, who said how well he looks. It's just stupid. Johnny, Carl Froch, they've got their agenda because they're not sky fighters. Come on, it's just stupid." And lastly, he said, "I wish he had got injured in some of his camps and we hadn't had to suffer watching his fights." Ooh, those are the words of Frank Warren, and let me counterpunch. Wow, I think Frank kind of got offended by the intel that Johnny Nelson claimed to have. Now, I will say this off top. I am looking for someone on Sky Sports payroll, i.e. Carl Froch, i.e. Johnny Nelson. I am looking for them to say something positive about someone from Queensberry, because it is a good time, and it is and it will be a good thing to do if you said something positive, because that is a possibility. You know, if you all only have Nike talking only negative about Reebok, you know, and then vice versa, you just go to think everything they have to say about the opposing team is going to be negative by default just because they're on the opposing team. Okay, so I would like to hear that. You know, I would like to hear something. However, the question would be Frank asking Johnny, how would he know that? You know, he has zero credibility, or he's heard nothing. Well, how would Frank know what Johnny Nelson's heard? That's crazy to hear. That's impossible for you to make a statement like that and say, you know what? How would you know? You know nothing about this at all. No one's told you anything. How are you going to tell someone that no one else told them? You know what I mean? You're a promoter, Frank, you know, and he's a commentator and a former boxer. So people do talk. It's not like people don't talk. You know, in the boxing field, in the acting field, in the stunt field. I mean, every field has background chatter on what's going on, okay? Behind the scenes stuff that other people don't really hear or know. So to say, Johnny Nelson, oh, you ain't heard nothing, it's just an agenda, that's easy to say. But it's also crazy to say when you say, well, you haven't heard anything about anyone that's involved with Tyson Fury. You know, he's like, he has his tentacles into everything. But that's just not the truth. You know, I think that if Johnny Nelson heard it, you know, the question you do ask yourself is, why did he reveal that? Versus why would he say, well, Usyk's knocking out people? Or then maybe it's just the truth. Maybe that's what he actually heard. You know what I mean? But really, to defend the argument of favoritism, I would like to see them say something positive about Queensberry, just to eradicate that narrative that they only say negative things, because that's what Frank's saying. Frank's saying, hey, you know what? You guys are saying that because you guys are on Sky Sports and we're on Queensberry, we're on BT. And, you know, that's your reasoning for talking bad about, you know, Tyson Fury's camp, you know. But I don't believe that, honestly. But it doesn't mean it couldn't be true. Okay, I'll say that. But I think Johnny Nelson is pro-British. So I do think that, he does want Tyson Fury to win, to bring all the belts back to the UK, where they damn near were anyway. At one point, they were all there. When AJ had the Unified and Tyson had the WBC, they were all in Great Britain, okay? So I think Johnny Nelson does want those belts to come. So I don't see why he would say that about Tyson Fury's camp if he hadn't heard it. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think of Frank Warren blasting Johnny Nelson about what he saw or what he didn't see in the training camp of Tyson Fury. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.